Which horror movie actually scared you? The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Something about the way it was filmed made it feel so real while I was watching it. And the jarring sounds and everything was so eerie. I didn't even end up finishing it. Had to leave the room lol. Silence of the Lambs genuinely creeps me out. All of them. Event Horizon. Younger me had an amazing experience of existential dread after that one lol. The Descent. Insidious, the first movie, scared the shit out of me. But I must admit that I was willingful to be scared by the movie. If that makes any sense. And I was very high. Lol. The Exorcist. Ari Aster movies, like Hereditary and Midsommar. None as an adult. I've been watching horror with my mum since I was about 6. There's only one film that ever bothered me, but it's some obscure Mexican gore horror film that I saw years ago. The first time I watched the Thing movie, especially the blood test scene. To be fair, I was only 8. The Fourth Kind had me turning on light switches from around the corner. Hereditary. None. Love Pinhead. The Dark Man and Freddy. Most horror nowadays isn't even horror, just shit porn, so not scary at all. The Shining. The Hills Have Eyes. I wish I never watched it. Last horror I ever watched. Blair Witch Project. Midsommar. I haven't got scared by any actual horror movies. But this one I had to turn off midway through because it psychologically fucked my mind up. 47 meters down. I'm fucking terrified of deep water, and that movie made my thalassophobia so much worse. I saw the first Final Destination in the movie theater. I walked in having no clue what the movie was about. By the time the movie was over, me and my best friend held hands the entire way home, and I made her stay in the bathroom with me while I showered. We were shook. No other movie has come close to affecting me in that way. None really. But I'm always terrified whenever I watch the local news. We need to do something. That shit terrified me. Locked in a bathroom with your family and no Wi-Fi. Original Wicker Man. The Descent. I remember. I haven't been scared in years from any sort of movie. And then I watched this one. The Exorcism of Emily Rose and The Sixth Sense. Paranormal Activity. Sixth Sense. I've never been scared of a horror film the way I am scared to even switch to the global news channels. The Grudge, though it was probably BC, I watched it when I was 10. The Descent. Tight Places. Cannibal Faces. Hell House LLC. Not a horror movie, but Requiem for a Dream terrified me. Sinister and Final Destination, if that counts. I wouldn't say scary, but one of the creepiest bone-chilling horror movies I've seen was Hereditary. The Wailing Mother. It's a New House. You monsters. Let the expecting couple settle in. No. Get off the countertop. That's not a love seat. You hormonal asshats. Quote. Threads. The Conjuring. Ju-on. The Grudge. Not the entire movie. Just the bed scene. That scene alone scared me more than any movie ever. The chimpanzee's attack in Jordan Peele's Nope was the only scene in any movie to bring me actual fear. I have seen every horror movie there is. I'm a horror nerd of the highest degree. That scene was so well shot. The tension and ferocity Gordy shows in that scene still haunt my fucking nightmares. Children of the Corn. I think it's because it looks exactly like a small town I grew up by. Exorcist is an obvious one, so Dead Silence was one that got the blood flowing. The Shining. Sinister. Something about the soundtrack fucked my head. Maybe I'll try it again now that I'm a bit older. Grudge. All movies from the Grudge series. Most of them. I scare easily. As a kid in the 90s, it. As an adult, The Conjuring. The Conjuring 2 BC of the Nun. The set of balls a demon must have to walk around as a nun. I can't tell you how many sleep paralysis EPS I had where I would recite the Lord's Prayer only to be laughed at by the demon. Dream. Hallucination peeking from behind my bathroom door. Also as a child. Scream. Being stalked by a serial killer in a creepy mask is scary. People in real life actually do shit like that. Whereas, knock on wood, I've never met a demon. And I still check behind my flowy clothes in the closet sometimes just in case lol. Just in case. Watership down! Exclamation mark. I have lifelong trauma because of this movie. Session 9. Lights out. Even the trailer scared crap out me. Wasn't scared. But actually I thought the movie, it, was funny. Movies don't actually scare me but Oculus came pretty close. Also by the same director Hush. There was a B-rate slasher I saw years ago that I can't remember the name of. It was like a girl dies violently every day. Eventually realizes shushes in hell type of thing. The Sound of Music. Deliver Us from Evil. Hellraiser. All of them. I am the biggest wuss when it comes to horror movies. I can sometimes make it through reading the plot synopsis on Wikipedia.